the classroom teaching that we have about hypnotherapy, the stuff with which we graduate, those tools aren't enough. Age regression, parts life therapy, they're fantastic tools, but what they don't do is they don't give us enough understanding for addiction, which comes in so many different forms. Addiction ranges from things like sugar addiction to behavioral addictions. Also, it goes all the way through to narcotic addictions. And the changes that take place inside the body, inside the brain, inside our biology. And we need to understand not only how the body changes in response to addiction, but we also need to understand the models of the mind. And the models of the mind range from things like understanding impulse control, how impulses happen in the primitive parts of the brain, and how we need to understand how we can build in people who are addicted in various ways, how we can build impulse control stamina. And we need to understand also how habits form. There's a whole sequence of how habits form, the habit loop, it's really called. And once we have these understandings of how the mind works, the models of the mind, then what we can do is we can start to formulate some really strategic little bits of hypnotherapy around that can target the recovery and rehabilitation of people who are addicted in so many different ways. Because it's so complicated, addiction therapy in terms of hypnotherapy is usually the one that's put on the back burner because it's prone to failure. And so hypnotherapists get a little bit frightened by it, and they sort of want to prune it out of their hypnotherapy practice. But that's actually a bit of a mistake, because once you understand addiction therapy in its simplest form, say with alcohol or cigarettes, sugar addictions, then one can apply those very principles forward into more complex forms of addiction, even into the narcotic addiction, where it is one of the best ways, setting aside rehabilitation, of course, rehab, where one needs to take a person out of their environment in order to get the body to rejuvenate itself, to detoxify itself. What we can do as hypnotherapists after that is very, very important and very vital for the recovery of addicts. And so by learning these principles, by understanding all of these mechanisms, what we can then do is we can enrich our practice, help a lot more people, and at the same time feel very much more in control and competent. And that's very important for us as hypnotherapists to do just that.